What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Power Up podcast. It sounds a little bit new, a little fresh. It's something new we're bringing to the table. Me and Greg FPS. What's up, Greg?
What's going on, guys?
We're going to be talking about a few different things today. So what I've been working on, at least on my channel, for the most part, is kind of a variety of things, but I've been keeping up on updates, patch notes, and that's mostly what I'm covering. What about you, Greg?
Yeah, so I've just been making like comedy videos for the most part lately and streaming every day. I just seem like it's a really good mix because I'm not uploading every day, so I have more time to spend on videos, and I think they've been doing a little bit better and people are enjoying them. They've definitely gotten a good turnout, at least on like view wise and stuff. But guys, I wanted to let you know that this is a zombies podcast, the Power Up podcast. We're going to be doing this every single week, so even in the dry times of zombies, we're still going to get this podcast out to you guys, and I want you to comment down below or tweet us or anything like that about who you would like to see as a guest, because me and Grizz pretty much know everyone in the zombies community, so I could always pretty much get anyone. I know in the future we want to get some of the custom map creators for custom zombies, and you know, we can always get the big guys too. So literally anyone you want us to get as a guest, just let us know anytime. We kind of want to really continue this and really make it a thing every single Sunday. We're gonna upload this to my channel, and it's also gonna be on SoundCloud too, so if you prefer to watch it on there, you can, but it's mostly just gonna be us talking, so it's something you can play in the background. Maybe you're doing like a high round on zombies and you just want something to listen to. This would be the time to listen to it.
We're gonna talk about custom zombies. Custom zombies is really the pinnacle part that's keeping the zombies community together, I'd say, because Zombies in Spaceland is getting a little dry. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I was pretty much bored of it after about 4 weeks or so.
It's really remaining even in Zombies in Spaceland, just the roller coaster Easter egg.
Yeah, if that's even a thing. I mean, there's so many different myths. It could just be not even there, and it could be a cross-map Easter egg that, you know, maybe it's not completed yet. And the only reason people have found this is from data mining as well, which in my opinion is probably not the best way to find Easter eggs. I don't really like that aspect of it, so I'm really hoping that, you know, the next map, Rave in the Redwoods, can be really a map that has a lot of longevity. It's not something easy to find everything right away from, you know, data mining and stuff like that.
I do like that Infinity Ward at least is going to start doing community updates. It's something that they most recently announced. It's something we're not used to. We're used to patch notes, getting sort of just diagrams, not really diagrams, but it laid out in front of us as to what's been changing. But they actually have what they're planning to do when the introduction of leaderboards at the end of January. That was just announced, but it's all in the community update as well. So that's something new, at least to the zombies community, that we can start to get used to.
Yeah, it's about time they bring in leaderboards. But overall, I think Lee Ross for number one is doing a phenomenal job on Twitter. Pretty much every single day he's either replying to people, he's giving little teasers of the map, and he showed off like what the characters are gonna look like. They look pretty weird on this map, I'm not gonna lie. They do look a little bit different, but overall, you know, he's been doing a really good job. I mean, we've never seen anything like that from like Treyarch, for example. So that's definitely a really good step in the right direction. So I'm pretty stoked that, you know, he actually responds to people, which is always nice to see.
Nice. And you wanted to talk about this when we were discussing a little bit before we started recording, kind of the inspirations for our podcast here and where we want it to go, kind of the things that have inspired us already to get to this point. And if I were to name off some of my inspirations right now, one we probably agree on is Zombros.
Yeah.
One of the first podcasts that really stood out for zombies.
Yeah.
Another podcast that I actively listen to is Planet Destiny's Crucible Radio and their Planet Destiny podcast. Their format and everything, I think, is really brilliant, and so we're hoping to bring a little bit of that here as well. What kind of podcast do you listen to, Greg?
So definitely Zombros. I pretty much listen to every single episode of that. I also listen to the Squad podcast every once in a while. Not like every single week, but usually when he has, other people like a guest on, I'll listen to that as well. So that's usually pretty much zombies talk, and there is some other talk in there as well, which is really nice. And then another podcast that I listen to every single week is Painkiller Already, which has like the OG guys like FPS Russia, Woody's Gamertag, and Mercadurka, and then they usually have a cool guest on there too. So I usually listen to that. So drawing in from all those different podcasts that me and Grizz listen to on a regular basis, we kind of want to bring something unique to this, and that's kind of where we feel it's kind of lacking right now. The Zombros podcast isn't uploading, the Squad podcast is once a week, but we kind of just want to make a podcast that's true to zombies, true to the zombies community, and kind of wraps around everything within the community and brings it all together as one big podcast that literally touches on pretty much everything in the zombies community within that week. So I'm definitely really stoked for everything that we can discuss in this podcast, and we really want to do this every single week. We want to be consistent with this, and I really think that it's going to be great. Maybe in a year's time this thing is huge, you never know.
Right, and we're going to be recording off days as well, so we'll try to have the upload time be the same on the same day. But as for when we actually record these, kind of time-based when we have free time and stuff. So pretty transparent here on the channel and both channels. So we're going to talk about custom zombies, man. Where's custom zombies at, Greg? You've been doing all the streams.
Yeah, I've been streaming every once in a while some custom zombies, and overall, I think that it's definitely going in the right direction. We've seen some really good improvement. The last map that I played, made by Ardive, not Ardive. I can't remember. Sir Jammy, maybe? No, he's making another map. Whatever the Christmas map was, I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head. But that was amazing with the whole Easter egg and everything like that. The Christmas Carol custom zombies map, phenomenal. That one was really fun. They had a unique twist on Widow's Wine that was polar beer, and literally it was like ice grenades instead of like Widows. It was pretty cool, really cool. It froze the zombies and you could use that. And the Easter egg was actually really cool with the Ghosts of Christmas Present, Future and Past. And then the first one, you had to fill it up as it was moving, so it was like a movable soul chest, which was something that we had never seen before.
Dang.
And that was really cool. That was phenomenal. But then again, it was Christmas, so
Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
really
really fun map. And I also played, I know a lot of people have been playing this lately, Bunker 10, which was the one that Mad Gaz made. It combined 10 different levels or 10 different areas from different maps around the community, which was really cool. And then it kind of tied it all together, and it had some new guns on there that were custom modeled for that. And Mad Gaz is kind of considered like the top guy right now for the most part in like map creation. A lot of people respect his work, especially for the first map that he was working on. So
Fabric Duran Toten.
Yeah. And a lot of people have been enjoying that as well. And then last but not least, we recently got Verrucht, I think about a week ago. And that map's actually pretty fun. It's a lot like original Verrucht. The only difference is there's a Pack-a-Punch there. There's a different song Easter egg, which is like custom for that. And that was really cool as well. It was pretty good as far as like the map layout is exactly like it was. So that made it great. It's a fun map, man. Verrucht is tough sometimes though, and you could definitely tell it was a tough map.
A lot of people are saying that it's Treyarch quality on that Verrucht map. Really good. It was really put together really well.
Yeah,
I have not played it yet.
Yeah, I forget the guy who made it, but definitely it was put together well. There were like a few things that were a little bit different, but other than that, I mean, just the layout of it and all that, it just plays a little different because it's Black Ops 3, so the zombies are moving differently, right, as per like World at War, Black Ops 1. But overall, really good, and it looks great too. it looks a lot like it did on Revelations. So they definitely drew some inspiration for that, I think, from that. So really
I definitely want to get back into custom zombies. It's been quite a bit for me. I've been off-key videos every now and then putting them up, but as for keeping it consistent, it really doesn't do that good on views unless you are live streaming. See, I think custom zombies can do really well live stream.
Yeah, I did make one like funny moments video, and I think that did pretty well, but I just feel like custom zombies is good, but it's only really good in a live setting or funny moments wise, not so much for videos, because people just, you know, like custom zombies is cool and people want to see it for the first time, but kind of after you see it from like every content creator for like the 3 days in a row, like Relaxing End will play it, for example, first, and then, you know, you'll have some other people play it, and then it's like, okay, well, we've already seen this, so I don't really want to watch it anymore. That's why I think it's good if you stream it in that time frame of like 2 to 3 days right when it gets released, and be one of the first people to play it. And then after that, then it can kind of dwindle away, and the viewers will probably not want to go back and watch something that's still kind of old unless there's like a new Easter egg on it or something.
Yeah, and eventually, I mean, I hope that this podcast can just go straight to a live stream, and we'll eventually just start live streaming this.
Exactly, yeah. So, what are your like main things you want to see in custom zombies that maybe we haven't seen yet?
For me, I think getting creative with the mods is everything. I mean, we can play the maps over and over, but then it's kind of a wasted map. But if we can come up with some really creative ideas, we'll have reasons, I think, to go reuse those maps again.
Yeah, like the gun game mod, and I know there's like another one, I think it's Sharpshooter, where the gun switches, and one in the chamber, I think, is a different one. So right now that's all UGX mods. They've been doing that, but I mean, there's still cool stuff where you can do like Black Ops 2 guns on a different map and it will switch automatically, which is really cool. So there's definitely a lot of cool additions, and even there's another one on the Giant that adds in all the Black Ops 2 perks. So you have all those cool ones as well, which is nice to have. Like, you know, Vulture Who's Who might not be the greatest, or Tombstone might not be the greatest, but it's pretty nice to see in some of those maps. So
I do think the one other thing I want to see is custom maps only. Stop making just mods strictly for like Shadows of Evil, or like we had the Fire Staffs originally. Or not fire. Was it just fire staffs at first, or was it all the elemental staffs?
It was just the fire staff, I believe.
Fire staff.
And then then the same guy ended up making it for all 4.
Right. But when it's tailored to maps that maybe people haven't bought yet, then it's kind of a wasted opportunity. So the little bits that are being uploaded that are like map specific, like a Horizon Drac change or something like that, if it's not its own custom map, I think it's wasted potential.
Yeah, and another thing that kind of upsets me in a sense would be remakes of maps. You know, there's a lot of remakes of Noct, and this is not to bash anyone. Like, maybe it's their first map and they want to make something and, you know, build off a basis of what they know. And that's totally cool, like, I understand that, but we don't really need a ton of remakes. I mean, maps like Origins, Mob of the Dead, for example, you know, those maps can be remade 100%. And, you know, like, I know Shifty Gamer is remaking Mob, and he actually added, like, an Easter egg with my logo in it, which is really, really cool.
Nice.
Because I talked to him, I was like, yo, man, this is my favorite map. Like, I freaking love this map. If you could add in, like, a small Easter egg for me, that'd be awesome. So he actually is going to have my logo on a moon helmet right next to the lava pit, next to the first dog, which is really cool, personally.
And that, or the poster for the... right, the first poster you have to hit.
Yeah, with the tomahawk.
Yeah, if it was just you on there, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, and I know they recently added in Brutus. It got released, like a full release.
For Black Ops 3 mods,
yeah. So there was like a house map where Brutus is in it. And obviously it's going to be in Mob of the Dead as well. So that map's coming along really good. I think they don't really have a time frame for it yet, but I've been talking to him here and there, and you know, it's coming along really well. He was like already working on the bridge, so
Mostly, they need to take their time with it because I
Yeah,
think
definitely.
work in progresses are a thing of the past. We're not playing work in progresses anymore. They're just being skipped over altogether. No
Yeah,
one wants to play those.
there's too many of them as well.
Uh,
And we don't need any like one room or one window challenges either.
right. So there's definitely things that people are looking for in the descriptions, in the titles, if there's enough pictures. Otherwise, they're just going to skip right over it, and you're never going to be looked at. So, some constructive criticism if you're watching. Make sure your details are firm. People will click on it if they're good enough.
Yeah, and that's why they have the whole rating system too. Like, if it sucks, people are brutally honest, and that's always nice as well. You know, you can see the maps that are good, you can see the ones that are complete trash, and decide which ones you want to play. And the great thing about mod tools, man, is it's free. You know, it's like all free content. So literally anything that's good, people are gonna play it because it's free as long as they have Black Ops 3 on PC. So that's a great thing about it for sure.
Free DLC.
Yeah,
pretty much is
literally
what's happening.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like DLC quality, but people play it, you know, once or twice or maybe a couple times, a few times with their friends and stuff. But you know, there's definitely a lot more progression that will be happening, I'm sure. I'm sure there's more assets that Treyarch hasn't even released. We're still technically in the beta stages as well.
That's right, we are.
And there's still a ton of maps still being worked on that people haven't even released yet. I know, like Jaybird, for example, there's just so many people. Ardive has the Pack-a-Punch transit bus. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to still be added, and I'm just really excited because I think that, like, you know, once we start getting, like, I'd say a year from now, it's when it's really gonna start hitting like high gear. Like, pretty much like World at War mod tools kind of got insane during Black Ops 1 when they started adding in the Black Ops 1 stuff into the maps. So I can only see it getting better from here, and it's probably gonna be the only mod tools they release for like a Treyarch COD for at least like 10 years possibly. So you know, there's a ton of potential as well. And you know, people are still making maps on World at War. My buddy Fear Reaper, he's still working on stuff there, and he added like Gobblegum, like a whole Gobblegum system, and it's crazy. And then there's people making Black Ops 1 mods too. So there's definitely a lot of stuff, not only on Black Ops 3, but just previous mod tools as well, which is exciting.
Yeah. It is exciting. The more we come along, we have all these developers, and then we have a select few that really shine, and then there's this whole other group that we haven't even seen yet because this entire time they've still been working on their map.
Yeah, and there's even literal Treyarch employees working on maps too.
That's right, there is.
Like, I know there's a few, like, I forget the guy's name, but he's working on like a camp area one, like in the woods, and it looks
Cornrow Wallace.
Yeah, and it looks phenomenal, dude. And like, he is literally a map designer for Treyarch custom, like Treyarch zombies, so you know it's gonna be good. Like, that's just really exciting, because that literally, to me, it might not be as good as like a Treyarch map, but that's pretty dang close.
It says that guy's got a lot of talent, for real.
Yeah, that's
he's got
cool.
Tons of talent, and he just wants to, I mean, I'm sure this is his own chance to like do it himself and not be a part of anything. It's just his own map, his creation. This is what he can do and bring to the table. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'm excited.
It's really cool to see how passionate they really are about like their job and what they do, that they want to, you know, progress their craft and, you know, do their own thing as well. It's pretty much like a passion project that they do for their job, but in their free time. So it's pretty cool.
Then you read on Twitter all these guys you follow that are map developers, and they react and feel the same way. They all go through the same struggles, and you see sometimes they help each other. They actually help each other a lot when they have questions.
That's a really good thing about the custom zombies community. Like, you see, like, I've noticed, like, when maps started first coming out, you know, there may be like 1 or 2 guys that help them out, but now, like, every map there's like 10 people to thank. It's crazy.
Definitely.
It's really cool they're working all together, and
What's the
doing
first map we
different
heard
stuff.
of? White Point Garden. We still haven't even seen that yet.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
Chaos.
Yeah.
What's
dude.
Chaos been doing? He's been helping with You Always Win. He's a part of that team now.
Yeah, and
So he's been.
I think
going to town
Zeroy's
making
been
maps.
doing stuff too. Sir Jammy's map is gonna be crazy good. There's a lot of stuff still to come.
Old London map.
Yeah,
I'm
he
excited for
literally
that.
has Battlefield 1 weapons in that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like it's really
Excited
cool.
for that one.
Mhm.
There's definitely a ton of gems that are coming, and 2017 is going to be a good year for custom zombies.
For
Definitely.
Sure. Yep.
Those are definitely going to be good for live streams, I think.
Yeah, they'll definitely be a lot of fun to do. So now with custom zombies pretty much talked about, what are your thoughts, particularly on the storyline and a possible direction it could go from here? And do you think it's possible for a DLC 5 in the future, or maybe not a DLC 5, but the release of more maps? Do you think it's possible?
For sure, I think it's possible. I think there's just tons that are left open, that it's been left open and still not answered, that I think people are very aware of. Most of the community is aware that there are big gaps that are missing, and that waiting all the way till Black Ops 4 or whatever it's going to be called it's just uncalled for. Like, the way they left us is not the same way they left us for Black Ops 2.
Yeah, or
For the
Black Ops
cutscene.
1, like, there is a huge gap there. We didn't see anything from Peter McCain. Still, no one knows what's going on with him. We saw him in that trailer on Revelations, like what the hell's going on there. And I honestly would really like to see remakes of maps, like maybe all the Black Ops 1 maps remade, remastered, and get released. Like, everyone in the zombies community would literally freak the hell out, and it would be the highest point ever for zombies, in my opinion.
I had the epiphany the other day about Black Ops 2. They wanted to be backwards compatible, and just the way Major Nelson was replying, he was getting frustrated by the tweets, and I found that quite surprising. So why would he act that way? And is there something under wraps that we don't know about yet? I think Black Ops 2, if they were going to do backwards compatibility for it, why waste all that time when you can just remaster it? All that work. You know what I'm saying? You would just remaster all that work, and that would be a better product, and make it for Xbox One and PS4 as its own thing.
That's kind of why I think, like, they have a little bit of stuff going on. They haven't done backwards compatibility for the two most popular games besides COD 4.
True.
We got COD 4 this year, and then we have Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2 they have not touched. Like, honestly, those are my two favorite Call of Duties, so having those two be remastered would be amazing. It might not happen, but like, at least for the Black Ops 2 portion, maybe they're going to re-release like Mob of the Dead and Origins and remaster them, and everyone would freak the hell out about that. That'd be really, really cool to see on Black Ops 3 with the whole new system that they have, like how they would implement that. That'd be really, really cool to see. And there's so much possibility. I mean, there's little things that were getting hinted every once in a while, like Treyarch was just testing this new thing recently, which is really interesting to see. Also, like, we have the comic, for example, with the redone like title screen. They had a new one with from Ascension that literally had Dr. Monty in the perfect world, like, creating stuff, and it turns out that the picture that he was there is actually the picture from the Giant, which was really cool when you put all the scraps together with the KN-44, like, kind of in a box.
That sphere?
What?
It's the sphere with the weapon inside of it?
Yeah. And then,
okay.
And then also, then, like, Samantha's looking at Gobblegums, which is kind of cool. And then, you see a keeper as well. So I mean, literally, if they were able to bring back these maps, we would be able to do the Easter eggs. Maybe they have a thing where you can pick if you want to do the old classic Easter egg, or maybe they add in a brand new one. I mean, there's so many different things that they could do that would be absolutely amazing and
I got a
so
question
cool.
for you.
Sure.
Let's think about Revelations for a second. Let's think about all the little parts that we've seen that look fantastic from Revelations. Do you think that was part of the remastered maps?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it from a perspective like that, I mean, Kino, literally, basically the entire, main theater room is done for the most part. Also, you have the whole Shangri-La starting room. There's a lot of stuff going on there. They've pretty much remade Verrückt. I mean, for the most part, the whole Jug side. So there's definitely a lot of stuff they can do, which is really cool to think about. There's so much possibilities there as well. And
it's almost like they did, because they just added jump pads.
Yeah, basically, and they still have like the Mob of the Dead cafeteria and that cell block section. They still had literally like a fifth of Origins, like the whole Generator 3 area.
Right.
So
right. It's all there.
Yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised if they have that, most of those, like, anyways, because if you think about it this way as well, like, when I went to Call of Duty XP and so did GRIZZ, and we got to like kind of see where Black Ops 3 was at that point and stuff, and Jason Blundell literally, they basically said that they had DLC 4 done when Zetsubou was released. So that's pretty crazy to think about, that they could have spent that whole time from then till now working on maps, and we just have no idea. And they introduced Newton's Cookbook, which is a really cool thing. Now I have a crap ton of Perkaholics and pretty much any good gobblegums that I want, which is really nice to see as well. So I mean, it's pretty stinking awesome.
When was the last time we saw Jason Blundell? I mean, before the Christmas special.
I think just that Christmas thing, really.
But before that, was it Go Rod? Was it all the way back at Go Rod was the last time we saw Jason Blundell before then?
I think so, because...
The live stream.
Yeah. I mean, me and GRIZZ saw him at COD XP and we got to meet him, which was one of the coolest experiences, I would say, being a Zombies fan. But, yeah, dude, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that could still happen that we don't even know. Because, like, me and GRIZZ, this past summer, we went back and played all of the Black Ops 1 zombie maps and did all the Easter eggs from Ascension to Moon. And,
it was awesome.
And it was a lot of fun. Like, those Easter eggs are phenomenal. And having the possibility of them, like, remaking them or adding new stuff with a new storyline and the Origins crew instead of the old crew, and maybe you can pick and choose which one you want to do. I mean, there's a crap ton of stuff you could do with that. And maybe instead of, we got this whole storyline, Primus will fail, that we saw from the Cypher on Shadows behind the boxing poster, like picture in the boxing ring. But what if now Primus will succeed and this was their plan the whole time, and they left us like that because it's, don't worry guys, we got you. We're gonna be releasing this sometime soon. So, I mean, that could be a possibility, and I think that if that does happen, it'll probably come out towards like the summertime, when everyone's gonna have a chance to play it. And I mean, honestly, I would say the summer was pretty much the pinnacle point for Black Ops, Black Ops 3, besides, Zetsubou and stuff. Like, pretty much when Garad came out, I would say that was pretty much the high time, and right before Revelations. And then it kind of lost its flair, I guess, with Revelations. But, I mean, the Zombies community is still there. You see people streaming all the time, still Black Ops 3, doing challenges, speed runs, whatever, and people are still loving that stuff. Like, the streams are doing just as good as they were during the heyday. Now, we might not have the same people doing them, and it's brought, new people to the table, new content to be explored and seen, which is really cool. And a lot of people are going back to older maps too and having fun on those. So I wouldn't say the zombies community is dead, and if they release something, it would be again at an all-time high, which would be just great for every zombies creator and just a zombie fan in general. So
Definitely. I think the one other hope that people would have is that they would have a consistent reason to play. You have the maps, you have your gobblegums, we have Newton's cookbook, which is great, but we want game modes, right? And a possibility of wager matches in some way, maybe. I'm not sure if they would introduce that into Black Ops 3 per se, because it is more of something that Infinite Warfare would do, I would think.
Yeah, some sort of like grief thing turned. I mean, grief on Zetsubou with no jug would be pretty fun, even on Garad as well. And they would like section off certain maps or certain parts that are, you know, close quarters, which would be cool. Like maybe just inside the castle on Horizon Drac or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff they could do with that. And honestly, like, there are so many possibilities of things they could do. And just like even with mod tools, we can see some of the stuff. I mean, it wouldn't be as full-fledged as, you know, Treyarch actually implementing it into the game. But
definitely.
I mean, there's definitely stuff they could add. And you were talking about, like, you know, having unique stuff. Maybe they could do certain challenges like every week, like the person that can survive the longest in the starting room, or, you know, different things. Or like,
I think that would be good. I think also just because people find beating an Easter egg so difficult that it's an honor once you finally do it, that if that was a weekly challenge, just beating one Easter egg, no matter which map it was,
and
you would get a bunch of liquid divinium,
like,
as a reward.
You know, like 50 liquid divinium, or 25, or 10, or 5. Like anything, honestly, would be cool.
If they want to blow it out of the park and actually make some real money doing this, introduce customization for grief mode. Introduce that into supply drops and bring your zombie crates over. Bring it over. Because they're all kind of in the same boat right now, trying to make money, right? So in the bigger picture with marketing, it would make sense that they would try to implement something into the black market.
Yeah.
I think grief mode is a great opportunity for them to do that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I've personally had a lot of fun going back and streaming Black Ops 3. Just because it's, you know, beloved by a lot of people, and Horizon Drac's one of my favorite maps. And recently doing like the Mob of the Dead speed run, awesome time doing that.
Right, you did do that this week.
And that was,
what was your time?
27:32.
And that's the time to beat, guys. If you can beat
no,
that
it actually
Mob of the Dead.
it got beat already.
Did already? Someone did?
Yeah, the guys who had first before us,
they went for it.
They beat it by 56 seconds, so we gotta get back on me and Starburst.
Greg did, though. For a short period of time, he was #1 on Mob of the Dead. So
yeah, and that's like my #1 map, so that's why I wanted to do it. And I know me and Starburst have plans to do like 3-player and 4-player eventually too, and just hold all the records. I know he's working on Origins because he holds the Origins record. Now he's doing 2-player with Jedi, who held the record before Starburst did. So,
and I think everyone's craving to play with their PS4 controller or their Xbox One, actually play Origins on the new console.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And, you know, even if they implemented the 3-hit system, it would make Easter eggs a little bit more accessible for people who maybe aren't as good at zombies. And, you know, Ascension, for example, is a really pretty simple map. Kino is a great map that people can just hop on and play. Any like Black Ops 1 remakes would be just really great for even casual zombie players as well.
Definitely. I guess the last thing we're going to cover is sort of our player progression, kind of where we're at leveling up, and where we think the community is right now. So we want to start with Infinite Warfare. Not in the best category right now, based on the new supply drop systems that came in. But I'm not really grinding to get to max prestige anymore. I'm kind of past that. I feel like I'm in it now to just make great content, and sometimes that doesn't involve grinding my life away just in zombies mode so I can open more supply drops. It's about advancing as a player and finding more Easter eggs every single day. So that I'm more player focused around Easter egg hunting, but also getting salvage. And salvage is tough for me in Infinite Warfare. Prestigious Key did do a video that I believe he's pretty influential too for the next game developer. Whatever game developer is in charge of the current Call of Duty, I feel like Prestigious Key, if he makes a video about it, they're listening. So he definitely did one about salvage that I got excited for. And there's going to be some new changes with salvage coming shortly. People will be able to earn a lot more salvage, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's definitely the hardest to get and earn, for sure.
How are you doing over in Infinite Warfare right now?
So I think I'm level 89 or 90,
Dang.
which is still pretty high out of the 220 that you can get. But I've personally just stopped playing because I wanted to, take some time and not get burnt out on it, because
Right.
I know that it's good for the community in a sense that we have Infinite Warfare to play and people enjoy it, for the first couple weeks, 3 weeks. People have been asking me all the time in my streams to play Infinite Warfare, which I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. And we realized with Zombies in Space then, like, okay, Infinity Ward actually has something pretty good here. Like, I'm definitely stoked for Raven the Redwoods. A lot of little people were scared of the brightness, and I don't honestly think that is even going to play a factor on the actual map. We have this new Thrasher character that we don't even know anything about still, which he recently said is harder than the Brute.
Right, so we do know he's a boss zombie, but that's it.
So the Brute was strong as hell, and they had to eventually nerf it. So, that's pretty interesting. So, I'm doing pretty good level-wise, but I at the same time, I was taking it slow. I don't want to get burnt out on Zombies in Spaceland before Raven the Redwoods comes out, because you guys know when DLC comes out, if you don't know and you're kind of new, me and GRIZZ freaking grind the hell out of those maps. So you're definitely going to see me and GRIZZ playing a lot together, and hopefully finding some Easter eggs that no one else has found first, which would be, the all-time coolest thing.
January 29th, man. We're not long away
31st.
now. 2 weeks. 31st, yeah. I don't know why I keep thinking it's the 29th.
Yeah,
Sunday.
2 weeks, 2
from today.
freaks from Tuesday, so really cool.
It's awesome. So,
yeah, and I heard it's getting released at 12 o'clock Eastern time.
You did hear that?
In the morning, so that's pretty interesting. I don't know 100% if that's confirmed and true, but they just released the theme for PS4, which is really cool. I think it's only in the US, but it has rave music and it changes, and the music was really spooky before that whole before it changed into the rave music. So
right, and you're talking about the theme that you can download on PS4.
That's just the theme, but they usually use some of that music and sound effects, and there's creaking door when you move and stuff.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice. That did look like a good theme. I'm gonna have to download that sucker.
Yeah.
Too bad Xbox guys don't get any sort of theme like that. I don't think anything like that's actually happening on the Xbox right now.
Yeah, it's just the whole exclusivity issue.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why a lot of people have PS4. Nothing to really against Xbox guys, but PS4 was definitely the console to get this generation as far as Call of Duty goes.
Right, and that's a good statement for sure. I don't think that's inaccurate at all. They're dedicated to the PS4 guys. I don't know how long that's going to be, but for the foreseeable future, it doesn't look like it's going to change.
Yeah, and
Call of Duty.
Xbox had its time. I would say the 360 was Xbox's, prime time, and now PS4 is basking in the glory, at least for Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yeah. For other games, of course, Xbox thrives in its own ways.
Yeah, it has EA backing it, so it has Battlefield and Battlefront, and also Destiny.
Definitely Destiny. Big community for Destiny over there. And the Xbox guys wondering about Raven the Redwoods. 30 days after the 31st January is when you'll get your map. So
Yeah, usually on a Thursday.
on a Thursday. Okay, so you thinking it's going to be this Thursday or Friday that we'll actually see a trailer?
I honestly don't know. And like we said, guys, we're gonna upload this on Sunday, so if we do get more information, we'll definitely talk about it. But at least for GRIZZ, his job's a little, sporadic as far as when he's working. So we're gonna try to do our best to be as current as possible when we release this stuff. But it could change a little bit.
Definitely. So we shall see. It's going to be an interesting time.
So how are you doing on Infinite Warfare level-wise?
Level-wise, I'm only leveling up in zombies. I'm not leveling up at all in multiplayer. And in zombies, I am only level 60, based on my time between work and actually doing YouTube and then actually playing the game.
Yeah.
My hours mostly come from games that I'll quit because I don't want to waste my Fate and Fortune cards, just like I didn't want to waste my Gobble Gums. And I don't think anybody should be afraid to admit that ever, because it's money, it's precious. Everybody needs it. And if you got the opportunity to save some money while doing this, because this stuff is rigged against you, but you can make the most of it if you do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely rigged against you. I can see that for sure.
Loving it though. I mean, as for multiplayer, I really only like hardcore if I'm gonna do hardcore, and also Infection. I'm a big fan of Infection.
Yeah, the only multiplayer I've played is really COD 4 Remastered. And
I guess I just do it for the keys.
Even now, I'm kind of just sick of that as well. So.
Really?
I mean, I haven't played in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
At least. I think the last time I played was on Christmas against the noobs.
I think part of this definitely comes from not having any sort of reset that's happening weekly. It disconnects people.
Yeah, and the community was kind of split too, with having 2 COD games as well.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are playing COD 4 as opposed to Infinite Warfare multiplayer. The zombies community didn't really go too well either. Unfortunately, a lot of the bigger names, they just blatantly say they don't like it. Everyone else bandwagons behind them, and that's over 1 million subs going, hey, this game is trash, even though they haven't played it, and that really does suck. I'm still glad like we see Noah and Dalek and Codename Pizza and those guys really pumping out content, at least for the game, like when it's in prime time, which is good to see from the community. I know Milo's doing stuff too, and like especially for me, like it's new content, it's new zombie stuff that we've never experienced before, so it's definitely enjoyable for me. I mean, it was the same with Exo Zombies. Like when Exo Zombies came out, it was fun. I played the map for a couple weeks and did all the Easter eggs and all that stuff, which was fun. But Treyarch definitely still has the kingmanship over zombies.
Definitely. I don't think that's ever going to change. It's
their baby.
Love the company for what they put out. They'll have different. Not everyone's in their own element yet. I feel like, at least for Sledgehammer, it's like, where are they going? We really don't know. Are they going to have a zombies mode that they're going to continue and keep pumping out? The one that they did for Infinite Warfare with films, genius. You can keep doing more films.
Definitely.
Sledgehammer, I don't know. They don't really have something consistent with Exo Zombies because no one liked it. They liked it a little bit. The maps were fun, but it's not long lasting, and that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, and chances are it's going to be boots on the ground, so they probably wouldn't continue the highly anticipated Exo Zombies Season 2.
That's just a kick in the nuts. It really is.
They didn't even have zombies on board when the game came out, except for at the end. which I'm sure was a last resort.
Was that teaser for Riot?
Dude, I had that done. I got Infinite Warfare like a week early, and I had that teaser before anyone else.
Nice.
I was the
That's
first.
awesome.
I was the first one with that teaser, so mad people asked me for it back then.
I bet you were jacked when you first saw that. You're just like, what is happening?
Nah, it was pretty bad. I remember specifically the zombies sounding like horses neighing. And
I do remember them sounding awkward.
dude,
That's
they
right.
definitely sounded like horses. Like, there was no debate. It was like horses with a little bit of distortion and echo added to it. And you know that's what they got for the sound. They didn't have time, but it eventually got decent. It wasn't too bad, but I don't know, man. COD's kind of in a tough spot right now as far as multiplayer goes. Not so much zombies, because we still got fresh content. We got Lee Ross keeping up top on things on Twitter. He recently answered a question: what his favorite Treyarch map was. What do you think it is, Grizz? Unless you've...
I did not see that.
Okay, what do you think it is?
Lee Ross. I'm gonna go with Buried, because I hope it's Buried.
No, it's not.
All right, next guess. Next guess would be Ascension.
Nope.
Dang, dude, did he like Moon?
No.
Okay, Transit.
No.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Alright, I'll give you one more guess and then I'll reveal.
All right, sounds good. We're gonna go with Mob of the Dead.
Yep.
Okay. I was
Mob
like,
of the freaking Dead, bro. That guy is a genius. And we can even touch on like the time we talked to him, because me and Grizz were at COD XP. We got to play Infinite Warfare Zombies early, and we talked to Lee Ross. Me and Grizz talked to him for about a half hour, pretty much just us two. And
he's a cool guy.
he's a really cool guy. He's definitely smart, and he knows what people like and don't like. So pretty much anything bad that happens, we'll just blame the other guy who looks awkward in all the cutscene things.
And he asked us, but I could not think of anything at the time. Starstruck or something.
What we didn't like about it, and I didn't really think of anything at that point, but
yeah, I would have said slapping, because the slapping feature was broken at first, and they fixed it eventually. But it was definitely, because every time you hit somebody or one of the zombies, you instantly get hit. It was like you would magnetize in, and you couldn't back up.
Yeah, that's
definitely wanted to tell him that, but I didn't tell him that.
Yeah, but he was really cool to meet. It was
Definitely.
really cool.
Very humble.
Yeah.
He loves the fact that this is a project that he's running, and that it's a prized possession that he's in charge of. So it's a big deal for him.
And he knows that the zombies community is very vocal and passionate about what we like and don't like. So
Definitely.
they've definitely been really good with, releasing patches. Everyone complained about how the Brute was super strong. They've nerfed it a little bit. So it's pretty cool, man. I'm excited to see some sort of boss fight in Raven the Redwoods, how that's going to work out. So that's definitely exciting. I mean, there's so many different things that we still don't know that's still going to be added and released.
Like a swamp man?
Possibly.
Something? I don't know.
George Romero, director, coming out of the water.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you guys think that the boss is going to be for Raven the Redwoods?
Yeah, that's something really cool to think of. I just want to say, once again, guys, this is the Power Up podcast. This is something that me and Grizz want to follow through with and really, pump out every week for you guys. So I really hope you do enjoy it. We like Grizz said, we might live stream this if you guys want that, every week or whatever. And we definitely are open to ideas that you guys have, but we want to stay true to the zombies community and keep it running, even in the dry times like right now. So thank you guys for watching. It's been a lot of fun, and I know it might not have been the most enjoyable thing to watch, but we really hope you just listened to it and played zombies at the same time or something.
What a podcast is all about, man.
Yeah, podcast is about listening, not so much, watching background gameplay, if I even added background gameplay. Don't think I'm just being lazy, but like podcasts, man, they're just to chill out and, you know, play games and stuff. So yeah, that's about it, guys.
That hashtag DLC 5. That's the last thing I got to say.
Hopefully, man, I really hope so. So,
hope so
once
too,
again,
man.
guys, Greg FPS and GRIZZ Viollent, or GRIZZ Zombies, whatever
Right on,
you guys
guys.
like to call them. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace out.